Hello everyone, my name is Sarathi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to be playing Pokemon TCG Pocket and playing Pikachu. So Pikachu is probably one of, if not the best decks in Pokemon Pocket. And I wanted to cover Pikachu specifically because of Mechlord's video, talking about how weak going first is in Pokemon Pocket right now. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it in the description. So, Pikachu EX is I would say probably the only deck in the game that I think can reasonably win going first. And the reason for that is because Pikachu EX is a Pokemon that has a decent amount of health, so it can't be taken down just by passing once. And it has an attack that has very high damage for only 2 energy cost. That means that if your opponent goes first, they attach an energy, pass back to you, you attach energy, pass back to them. They've attacked, at this point, probably once, but maybe twice, pass back to you. Then your Pikachu EX is, first of all, very likely to still be alive, and second of all, very likely to immediately just start smacking and killing things. So, because it can deal so much damage with only 2 energy cards, it's a very, very powerful card. And it's very similar to Starmie EX. The main difference between Starmie EX and Pikachu EX is that Starmie EX requires you to evolve, whereas Pikachu EX does not require you to evolve, but it requires you to have, to get 3 Pokemon on your bench by the time that you make your first attack. So let's talk about the deck and what we can do with it. Pikachu EX is a basic Pokemon with 120 health, and its attack is called Circle Circuit, which is, this attack does 30 damage times the number of bench Pokemon you have that are electric types. Great. So if you have 3 benched electric types, it does 90 damage for 2 energies. That's very, very powerful. Very similar to Starmie EX. If you played the event, you know that Starmie EX doesn't mess around. Pikachu EX is better because, first of all, Pikachu EX hits more weaknesses. There's like 1 fire deck in the game, and it has Charizard and Moltres, so Starmie EX only hits Charizard in that deck, which is, that's relevant, but Pikachu EX hits every bird. So if you're up against Articuno, Pikachu will zap that. If you're up against Zapdos, Pikachu will zap that. And if you're up against a Moltres, Pikachu will zap that. I don't know why Zapdos in particular is weak to electricity, since it's not. Electric resists electric, so it has a neutral rating to electricity, but that's how it is, I guess. So you don't want to deal with that. Now, for the deck list that is doing well right now, we have Pikachu EX at 2. Then we have 2 copies of Zapdos EX. Zapdos EX has 130 health, and it has a 1 energy attack, which is really, really nice for an EX Pokemon. Peck, which does 20 damage, that's completely fine. If you put Zapdos out. Zapdos also only has a retreat cost of 1, which for an EX Pokemon is really low. Pikachu EX is the same way. So you can easily move these Pokemon in and out, which is fantastic for the strategy. So you can put Zapdos EX out, just to absorb some hits, give it 1 energy so it can poke, and then just attach your energies to Pikachu EX on the bench and start swapping out whenever you want to. It's just so good when you're going first. Zapdos EX has a second attack, which is called Thundering Hurricane. It requires 3 lightning energies, and it has you flip 4 coins, and this attack does 50 damage for each heads. Now, that is unreliable, but if you hit all 4 heads, you can kill Mewtwo EX, Venusaur EX, Blastoise EX, Charizard EX, whatever you want. Probably not going to happen, let's be honest, but 2 heads is 100 damage. That's still pretty decent for 3 energies, so yeah, I'll take it. Next up, we're playing Voltorb and Electrode. The reason that we're playing Electrode is because Electrode has a 2 energy attack for 70, which is fairly good, and then also Electrode has no retreat cost. 0 retreat cost, so it's a really good card to, if you get Sabrina'd, you can just immediately come back. So since you have to fill your bench up, having resistance to Sabrina is very important, and Electrode just right back, as long as it doesn't get knocked out. So very, very solid option. 2 Pokeballs, obviously, very important for a deck where we have to fill our bench. 2 potions to keep Pikachu EX in the game. It does need to take a couple hits before it can attack, even if you go second, so potion's pretty good. 1 red card. 1 red card is just, it's probably better than Giovanni, to be honest. Giovanni is a trainer card, like a supporter card, so, if you draw it off of Professor's Research, you can't use it, but you can draw your red card and then play a red card, so good little mix there. 2 copies of Sabrina, because Sabrina will just win you the game. When your opponent plays like a Pokemon like Nidoran on their bench, they haven't started to develop it yet, Sabrina can just get you an easy prize. Professor's Research, draw 2. In a 20-card deck, drawing 2 is really good. And then X Speed, if you have X Speed, then your entire deck can retreat for free. So, in particular, in this deck, X Speed is just insane. It's such a good card. So that's the strategy for the regular Pikachu deck. Let's take a look at some other options. So there is a Lieutenant Surge variant. This variant uses Magneton, because Magneton is extremely good with Lieutenant Surge. Magneton evolves from Magnemite, and its ability is called Volt Charge. Once during your turn, you may take a lightning energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. So you can just charge up your lightning energies every single round on Magneton. Now, Magneton itself only has a 4 energy, 60 damage attack, which is really, really bad. Probably the worst energy ratio in the game in terms of a high attack damage. But what you do is you charge up your Magneton on the bench, then you play Lieutenant Surge. And Lieutenant Surge is move all lightning energies from your bench Pokemon to your Raichu, Electrode, or Electabuzz in the active slot. So what you do is you will play the real Raichu with the real Pikachu, and Raichu's effect is Thunderbolts, 3 energies to discard all lightning energies from this Pokemon. So you just keep your Pikachu out, Magneton charges up, then when Pikachu dies, you send in Raichu, you play Lieutenant Surge, then Magneton gives all of Raichu its energy cards, and then you can just attack again. So this essentially lets you play 2 energies a turn, which is really nice. Otherwise, it's the same thing. You are cutting 1 Sabrina, red card, and Giovanni to play this package, which is pretty decent. Oh, you're also cutting Electrode and Voltorb, which is fine. Then we have a Zebstrika variant. Zebstrika has Thunder Spear, which is 1 lightning energy. This attack does 30 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon. Obviously, that means that it ignores weaknesses if it hits the bench, but just a good card. The deck is otherwise the same. You cut 1 X Speed and 1 Sabrina to play 2 Blitzels and 2 Zebstrikas, and then you're also cutting... what's the other card that you're cutting? You cut 1 Sabrina, 1 X Speed, red card. Oh, and a Zapdos. Okay. This kind of helps you guarantee, like this version lets you basically get a good hit on an EX Pokemon that retreated, because even Pikachu EX has a hard time killing EX Pokemon outright. So if an EX Pokemon retreats and it's on the bench with like 10 damage left, you can play your Zebstrika, hit the bench, and then get your 2 points, which will let you win the game. So it's a really good option. All right. So these are the just insane effects of this deck. Pikachu EX, again, I think is probably the best card in the game right now. It's probably better than Mewtwo. Mewtwo has a very powerful attack with the 150 damage, which can help it win the game more frequently, but it costs more energy. So the fact that Pikachu can come out swinging faster and harder is going to be a bigger factor. And then, of course, I think Electric is better typed than Psychic. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. My name is Srafi, and I'm thrilled to have all of you with me.